When they arrived here to this relatively new home, they found that it was fully ablaze, the ceiling had collapsed, and inside one person found dead. In addition, another man was taken to hospital with very serious burns, we understand to 90% of his body, and another female was also taken to hospital with suspected airway burns as well. There were 3 children inside the home at the time. They were additionally taken to hospital, but that was more of a precautionary measure. So
Hello, welcome to the space, welcome to this channel. It's Manny Banji. Please do smash the like and subscribe. And so this happened about 5 days ago. I'm sure you've seen the title. And it's a story about a quick summary. A Nigerian man, 30 years old, a young man, a young father. And he was in a previous relationship with a lady by the name of Sarah. The court system had awarded Mr. Stanley Obi the custody of the kids they had together, 4 kids. So after that happened that day, just a day before, she came straight 3 a.m. in the morning, doused him with some petrol, doused the new girlfriend with some petrol, and set the whole house ablaze. So it was a sad one because Sarah lost her life immediately after that happened. My condolences to the family. And Mr. Obi unfortunately lost his life over a few hours after that happened. He was rushed to the hospital. The good news there is the kids were able to run out. They were able to be rescued. They had some good neighbors. The new girlfriend suffered some burns, but she was able to recover. I don't know the state right now, but she was sent to the hospital, and I hope she's better. But my condolences to the family because they've clearly lost a young man. They've lost their dad, and it's nothing pleasant at all. So a young father was doused in petrol and set on fire by a jilted ex-lover, and by the name of Sarah Mudge, as we've said already. And this mother of 4 was unable to escape the flame. So I think our plan initially was to come in, do it, and go away, and run away and try to escape, but she wasn't able to escape. And so Mr. Obi's new girlfriend, 30, and 3 children aged under 5, managed to flee the burning home with only minor injuries. Thankfully, only minor injuries. So neighbor managed to drag a critically injured Mr. Obi from the home before he was rushed to the hospital, suffering over 90% of burns to his body. Suffering over 90% of burns to his body. That, oh my days. So he eventually succumbed to his injury 17 hours later. So that's the sad bit. It was too much. He couldn't survive it. He couldn't recover from it, and it's just sad. One of Mr. Obi's children was sleeping next to the father at the time when it happened. So he had one of his kids close to him when it happened, but managed to escape the flame when the fire started. I'm happy about that. Mr. Obi, a nurse in Australia, who was a hero in this case, helped his child to safety and escaped unharmed, moment before the inferno took hold of the home. And our pouring tribute to Mr. Obi continues following his death. And as a community, we are relying together to provide support where we can to manage Obi's family and members of our community. The Nigerian Community Association of Queensland there in Australia made a statement after this happened, and I hope they're able to assist the family in any way possible. If he took the baby, I'm gonna kill him, according to the Facebook post. And then there was a case where she said something about after he did not try to do this because it's sick, just not an option. I would have killed him, she wrote about the family dispute. So she threatened him on Facebook about killing him if he took the babies. And on a separate post, I think there was a comment about a lady talking about cutting the hair of the babies, and she went off saying, cut the hair, I'm gonna cut your throat. There must be something, because I don't know what would drive somebody to this act of violence and ending up losing a life in the process. Both Sarah and Mr. Obi had already applied for domestic violence order against each other before the fire. Sarah said if she and her kids ended up dead, it would be murder, and urged online users to point the finger at Mr. Obi if anything were to happen. It wouldn't be an accident, similar to some of the stories I've covered, about being in such a bad mental state where you voice how you feel sometimes online. And I think this is the time we're in where you say things online and I think people don't really take it seriously anymore. I hope that wasn't the case here. Saying things like this online should trigger some response, families around, friends, to at least get to the bottom of it. She said, when we are gone, make sure everyone knows, she told users of domestic violence social media group on December 1. Imagine that. She said, when we are gone, make sure everyone knows, she told users on the domestic violence social media group on December 1st. She's been quite depressed. I actually feel for her, There should be ways to help people in this state, because this is something that is reoccurring in different forms. I've seen similar stories like this. I think we should do better. I think we should try as much to check on the people we love and the people around us. The woman then told group members she wasn't looking for advice, saying there's nothing, I haven't tried. There's another sign of depression. People that are depressed, they never want to seek help. This is a sad statement. She's saying to a group, Sarah claimed hospital record detailed Mr. Obi's apparent suicide attempt, mental breakdown, and their daughter's hospital admission had disappeared. So honestly, I'm not taking no sides. And this is a lady talking about, I don't need no advice and I'm gonna be okay. And this is a man that's moved on, gone to another woman, moved on with his life. For whatever reason that might be, I'm not justifying any actions within their relationship. Everybody's allowed to do what they want to do. She's saying that he's very suicidal, talking about mental breakdown. She wrote again, I don't get it. He's just a nurse. There's no way he had access to delete it. I don't understand anything. How crazy am I? Did I imagine everything? I know I didn't, but I can't understand. This is sad because Sarah, has been claiming hospital record detailed Mr. Obi apparent suicide attempt, mental breakdown, and their daughter's hospital admission had disappeared. Sarah said there was no evidence of any abuse on his part without a hospital record, and that the police did not believe her and accused her of trying to cause trouble. I'm sure she was depressed. Imagine having a custody battle with an ex, and I don't want to be in that position, but I can imagine the stress involved and emotion and sentiment and all that going on. She wasn't in her best for the past couple of months, you can tell from this. So while the specific hospital Sarah was referring to is unknown, a spokeswoman from Metro North Health told Daily Mail Australia that hospitals have stringent record-keeping procedures. It was later stated that Mr. Obi and Sarah had a one-night stand at a Christmas party in 2017, but only started dating because she fell pregnant. I mean, a lot of relationships start like this. It doesn't mean it's a bad one, but sometimes it helps to be an adult. It helps to know that certain actions carry a certain degree of risk. He was conflicted and did not know what to do. Mr. Obi's friend said he held Christian values and told me that he would not allow a baby grow up without a father. So this is a good man. The friend of Mr. Obi also said that he quit his job in order to make the relationship work, but the relationship started falling apart when she said she wanted 6 more children. Stanley refused to have 8 children, stating that he would not have children that he could not afford to support, and refused to bring children into the world to raise them on welfare. He said, good statement. I want to work hard. I want to be there for my kids. I don't want to have too many, because there's no point having tons of kids without being able to take care of them. Because being a father is not just having to be the father. Being a father is being able to teach them, So you probably want to have time having a job and having to spend time with your kids. Even normally, with the way we live life now, with your job, you barely even have time for anything, even friends, maybe weekends, and most times you just want to rest, Apparently, Sarah gave the option of leaving the relationship, claiming he was nothing more than a sperm donor. and that she would find a way to have more kids regardless. I don't know how true this is. This is the friend saying this, and it's not a pleasant one to hear as a man, you know. In June last year, she took to Facebook looking for African sperm donors. Wow. Explaining she wanted to have as many kids as possible in quick succession due to her expiring uterus. I have 4 wonderful children, but my heart is not yet full, she wrote. I only have few years to complete my family, and I would like to have as many babes as I can. She said she was a single mama by choice and intended to stay that way until her child were grown. She posted this 2 years ago, April on 11th. When you have no strength left, you have children. When you are tired, they energize you. When your heart is in mourning, they bring joy to your soul. To my babies, I thank you for choosing me, the ones I have now and the ones I'm still waiting for. It is all my heart beats, for I am eternally grateful. According to Daily Mail, a friend of Sarah who didn't want to be identified confirmed that Sarah wanted a tribe of children, because her reason initially saying her uterus was going to get expired. Clearly, a woman after 35, bearing children becomes more complicated. Sarah grew up as an only child and did not want that for her kids. A friend said she wanted to homeschool, she wanted to introduce them to growing their own food, she wanted to have some lands, she wanted to look after goats and cows, whatever animals needed a home. She explained that Sarah loved kids, adding, I know that without a shadow of a doubt. For Sarah to do what is being reported, I can honestly say she was not in her right mind. She must have been pushed beyond the point of no return. To be pushed to that point, she definitely wasn't in her best of mental state. It's just sad. I feel for Sarah. Condolences to the family, and definitely to the family of the poor man that just lost his life due to this. I feel so sad for the entire family and kids as well. Sarah had a YouTube channel dedicated to homeschooling, where she posted videos of children cooking, doing science experience, and learning about human anatomy. You could tell this is somebody that, due to her upbringing, experience in life, being a single lady, she wanted kids not to be alone, and she had a Facebook page where she posted about kids homeschooling and things. So she was prepared. I'm not saying she was as realistic, but she was prepared anyway. Sarah posted another message on Facebook saying she's not toxic, bro. You made her like that. Now you think she's crazy. Police confirmed that Sarah and Mr. Obi were known to the police while they were living together previously in another area. She loved the kids, and it's sad that loving the kids to a point where she would not be able to take care of them anymore. That's the painful bit. And Mr. Obi as well would not be able to be that father that he really wanted to be for them. That's the really sad part about it. There's a need for a lot of awareness for a situation like this, because it happens so many times. We need to take mental health seriously. We need to take depression seriously. We need to listen to people sometimes, even social media posts. But nobody, even the friend of Sarah, never thought she would go that far. It's just a sad one. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy, smash the like, subscribe, and I'll be back for more. Do have a wonderful week.